All right, y'all, it's Wednesday, which means it's time to talk money. How did your Q1 go financially? What are our goals for Q2? If you're trying to save more, budget smarter, or just start to track your finances and get your finances in order, you've come to the right place, because that is what I do. Welcome back to Level Up with Keeks. My name is Kiana, or Keeks. You can call me Keeks too. And my channel is about helping you master your money and your mindset so that you can live the life that you want. Today, we're going to be doing a financial check-in. Q1 2025 is already over. Absolutely insane. Where did the time go? I don't think I did a March video with you guys, so we're gonna clean up my March budget, finish out Q1, take a look at the damage, and then figure out what the plan is for Q2. And if you're looking for a tool to help you keep your budgeting on track, I've got a great spreadsheet that I use. More on that later. I will put the link in the description below. Mwah, love it. It's made 2025 finance tracking so much better for me and has helped me really get an eye on my expenses and my budget. And yeah, it's been a crazy Q1. Let's just say that. As a surprise, oh, pretty girl. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so Q1 was all about testing the waters. I recently purchased my Coplenty Yearly Budget 2.0 spreadsheet tracker. Damn, that's a mouthful. And it's been great. I set it up this year, started tracking my finances, and it's been a time, okay? So we've got a few budgeting videos. I will post them up here if you're into that stuff, but I basically am just breaking down all of my expenses and whatnot. I feel like that was enough time to test the waters, enough time to use this tracker, figure out what my goals are, and I had also saved up a lot of emergency savings, which, spoiler alert, they've been used, okay? Spoiler alert, I spent almost $20,000 this month just paying off tax debt. Yeah, damn near $20,000. Yay! Because not like I'm just a middle-class person who has $20,000 to spend. First, we're gonna jump into March, go over what I spent, where my money came from, where it went, how I paid those taxes, and just the overall snapshot there. Then we're gonna take a look at Q1, and we're gonna set up a plan for Q2. So if you're someone who's also trying to plan, get your finances in order, let's get cozy and let's start yapping, okay? All right, opening up my Coplenty Yearly Budget 2.0 tracker. Before I dive into it, if you guys are interested in buying the tracker, I've included my link below. If you click on that, your girl will get some commission and I will love you so much for it. Seriously. It'll help me save back the money I just had to spend in taxes. I use the Yearly Budget 2.0. So far, I find it super comprehensive. It gives me the month-to-month breakdown, gives me the yearly snapshot. It helps me look at my savings and debt calculator and also calculate net worth, which I haven't even really gone into just yet. It's really expansive. I love it. But if you're just getting started on your budgeting journey or you're just starting to track your finances, they have different options as well. It's really great. I love it. You might love it too. Link is in the description. Let's look at this tracker. So opening up March, I entered everything for you guys because there was quite a bit of expenses. If we scroll down quickly, I will just show you. Your girl spent, more than I usually do, but it seems like as an overall snapshot, I still had some money left over to spend. So let's break in what my income was looking like. Going into the income section here, I did pay myself back. So Fetch is a side company that I've got. This is a venture that I'm actually going to be making some videos about because we used to be a social media management company. We're going to try to switch to a product-based company instead of service, just because me, my sisters, we all work so much. We want to do something that won't require us actually having to physically be there to sell the product, or to sell the service. We want to have a product that people can come to, buy whenever they want to, and see how that goes. So we've never done a product-based business before. We're going to try that out. I'm going to document it. If you guys would like to see it, comment below. It'll be under like a new entrepreneurship playlist. Stay tuned. So that was just for the Google Suite. So that comes out of my credit card, but we do have a business account, so I always pay myself back out of that. My mother gifted me $100 for Uber Eats. If you know me, you know that Uber Eats is my vice. Uber Eats, DoorDash, whatever you want to call it. Your girl likes to order food. Thanks, Mom. We got some paychecks that came in. So yeah, my early March paycheck was a bit more than expected. I expected to get $2,000. I ended up getting $2,700. I know that there's like a reason for that, but I don't know. I'm not sure. So I did make a bit extra income in terms of paychecks. I also, since I owed the government so much money, I was like, let me make sure I go cash my checks that y'all are paying me. So I had some uncashed checks for like GST, HST, Canada tax rebates. I made sure to cash that, and that brought me an additional $480 income. That brought me an additional $480 of income. We also had the Wealthsimple interest. So I told you guys on average with the amount that I had in my checking account, it was about $25. I was pretty spot on there. I got $26.38. So that was pretty close. And like I mentioned, they've got a basically high interest checking account. So it kind of doubles as a checking account because you can use it as a prepaid MasterCard. So not only can you save in it, but if you need to spend, they do send you a card. You also have the virtual card. I usually just do Apple Pay, and you can purchase things online. You can purchase things at the grocery store. You earn, I think right now what I'm getting is 2.25% interest because I've got direct deposit set up, but the rate changes with the Bank of Canada rates. So check online to confirm what that is. Right now I'm earning 2.25% just for the money that's sitting in there. And I also earn 1% cash back, crypto back, and all that crypto back is going into Ethereum because I want to increase my holdings and it's pretty expensive. So that's a cool way for me to just add 1% for any purchase to up my Ethereum holdings. Looking back in here, the last bit I got, this $537.64, I realized I had some excess money in my checking accounts that wasn't accounted for in here. So I wanted to make sure I set up a base amount in my checkings and recorded that here so that I would actually know when I hit my zero. I don't want my zero money left over to mean actually zero. I want it to mean you've got your minimum amount in your checking account, if that makes sense. So what I would like in my Wealthsimple account, I would like a minimum or a base. So this would be my zero of $1,500. And for my RBC account, I would like a base of $2,000. This is just to make sure if there's any expenses that I need to cover, that the money's in there. That's what I would consider my zero. It should probably be beefed up a little bit, but I don't know. I'm working with it for now. Wealthsimple, I've got another cash account set up and it's very easy. Doesn't take time to transfer the money in between those, so I do feel like I have some buffer room there. Lastly, insurance reimbursement. What the hell is that? And then lastly, I have some insurance, so I got reimbursed $118.50. I would have spent, but I can't remember what I spent that for. So that's what my income is looking like. Moving on to my bills for the month of March, I was expecting to pay around $1,000 in my bills and ended up coming out around $734. And I believe it's because I didn't get any hydro bills. I have no clue how they work these things. It's actually very confusing to me, but I did log into my hydro account. So they're gonna bill me likely the first week of April, and I'm gonna expect that to come out obviously in my April expenses. So my budget for Metergy is probably gonna go up for next month because I'm gonna be making 2 payments due to having not had to pay for March. Okay, moving on to my subscriptions. Your girl is very chill on the subscription side, so I was expecting to pay around $68.78, but I did end up canceling my Wattpad subscription, and I did it before the payment was due, so I did save $15. I thought I was gonna be into the smutty book content, but turns out I'm just not in the mood. Like, I'm damn near asexual right now. I just can't even be bothered to think about any of that stuff. Right now, if I'm reading books, I'm strictly on the fantasy side. No smut though. Like, I just want people to conquer lands and, you know, kill the oppressor and all that stuff.
I don't want peace. I want problems, always.
I don't need the romance. Like, light romance, but nothing more. So Wattpad's just not the vibe for me right now. Cancel the subscription. Maybe I'll read it further on down the line, but right now I've got a long list of hard copy books that I gotta get through, so we'll live. Other than that, all I've got is my ChatGPT and my Spotify. So, you know, she's pretty good on the subscription side. Like, I do pretty decent, which is really good. I'm proud of myself. And I don't think I would cut any of those down because ChatGPT is just so critical to me right now. And Spotify, not only do I love music, but I've got the family plan. So not only for myself, but for my mom, I've purchased, I take care of Spotify for her. She loves music. She likes to listen to her meditation stuff and her groovy sounds. So she can listen to music whenever she wants. I live off music and I share my account with my dad. So I didn't get for everybody, I didn't get like the big family account, but I'm good with splitting with my dad because we don't really listen to music at the same time. But it's been pretty chill for me there. That's it for subscriptions and memberships. For the expenses, things went a little bit different for me this March. Getting a little bit personal here, I had a panic attack. Yeah, don't remember when that was. It was not even 2 weeks ago. So middle of March, your girl had a panic attack. I've had them before, but this one I just kind of realized like, oh shoot, I probably need help. So I set up doctor's appointments, did assessments, and your girl has been diagnosed with extremely severe anxiety and moderately severe depression. Anyways, it was crazy. And you know what? Like, granted, the anxiety even was a shock to me, but I get it. I've had anxiety my whole life, so I think that's why I wasn't sure how they diagnosed me with anxiety, but it's just because my natural state has always been in a highly anxious state. So I was like, what do you mean I have anxiety? Oh, I've just been operating like that my whole life. That's why I didn't really know it was a bad thing. The depression, though, really threw me for a loop because I think I definitely had a lot more of a closed-minded idea of what depression looks like. Even though I knew depression looks different for everybody, I still believed that depression was just, crying, being really sad, perhaps being, and I never felt those things. And when I start to think back to it, I'm like, oh, like I thought the tired was because, your girl is working so much. She's trying to do a lot of things. It's a lot on the body. So I figured I was just tired, but I would spend whole weekends, like literally like it's Netflix and chill all weekend. When I did the assessment, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So I'm not crying and stuff, but I physically cannot move my body. And I physically cannot get out of this bed. And I want to sleep all the time. Yeah. So that's what depression looks like. I don't know. I'm just sharing this because I'm okay to share it. I think we should talk about those things. I'm literally telling everyone who will listen because to me it was such a shock, especially the depression side. I was so like, what the hell are you talking about to my doctor? But as I look back at it, it really can look different for everybody. And it's important to get the help that you need. And that panic attack was the last time I was like, you know what? Whatever I'm doing is not enough. I'm not able to manage the stressors in my life. So met with my doctor, did an assessment, got those diagnoses, and now your girl is starting medication. So I'm starting Zoloft 25 milligrams. It's the smallest dose you can take. I take 1 pill a day. And so far it has been absolutely insane. Good insane, like life-changing insane. I had no clue that people don't have these thoughts in their head 24/7 on an endless reel. I can't even explain to you the shift in like, where is the voice? Like, where is my bestie? Like, where is she gone? She's not here, because it was just so quiet and I was so present. I've never been so present in my life, and it's been really, really great. So hopefully sharing this, if you feel like you're a highly anxious person, if you feel like you might have anxiety, it could be good to talk to someone. I don't want the medication to be a lifelong thing for me right now, but I'm so grateful that it's even given my brain the rest that it needs to be able to understand that there's another way than from what I've been doing. So we are on the healing journey. I'm happy. I'm very tired though. The fatigue is crazy. It's to be expected, but yeah, your girl is tired. I can put my head down at any point and knock the hell out. But I do think it's because my body's just been in fight or flight for like, ever. And now that it's not, it's like, oh, we're safe. Like, yeah, let's go sleep for 10 years. So yeah, it's been quite the march for me. Anyways, that's my update. So let's get into the expenses and see how that reflected. Moving on to my expenses, I have added a new category here, which you can see is called health and wellness. That's because your girl is going to be getting prescription medication, and I also want to do a lot of things for my wellness to feel good to help me on this journey. So I didn't actually add a budget because it was mid-month that all of this stuff happened, and I was like, cool, we got to go pick up this prescription. I'm going to go do whatever. So created the budget, created the category, I should say, and we'll be tracking it, and I'll see what the actual budget is that I should set up for Q2. When it comes to groceries, your girl came under. Mwah. I really tried to like nail down on the groceries because I do feel like that's an expense that could be really high or could be super low. And because I'm a girl who loves soups, like I could really bring down the grocery expense. I expect it to be pretty high though, because I'm running low on those expensive things like toilet paper, like paper towel, like some Dawn dish soap. So I already know my next grocery bill is gonna be disgusting, but I am gonna separate that because those are household items versus actual groceries. So groceries I did come under from $118 or $116. Dining out and entertainment, I went over, okay? I needed to be around friends and do whatever. I'm not mad at it. We went over about $144. Uber Eats, DoorDash. Let's just subtract the 100 though, because my mom did send me 100 for Uber Eats. So I really ended up spending $55, which would have been $25 over my budget. Worth it. The food was really good. Clothing, $0 budget, didn't spend anything. Joe ended up costing a little bit more. Like some days she doesn't want to eat, some days she wants to eat 16 packs of food. So I just kind of go with what she wants. When it comes to personal care, I went over $530. Let me figure out what the hell that's about. I'm gonna go to my transactions here and just quickly see where the personal care was coming out. Okay, we had to get always pads. Right, okay, so I signed up for group therapy session as well. So I think I should actually change that. Yeah, let me change that time. The group therapy session I did on the weekend with my friend, that was great. This expense, $475, I'm gonna move that to health and wellness, because that one's actually gonna be a 5-week therapy program. So that's actually going into wellness. That's gonna go into diving deeper about the psyche and working through things in a workshop with like a closed group of 14 women. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. It's with Bloom Psychology. If you're in Toronto, highly recommend them. They really target their care to everybody, women of color, Black women, people who are on the spectrum, people who identify within the LGBTQIA+ umbrella, all of those things, because they intersect. Just absolutely awesome. If you could sign up to one of their programs, mwah, shout out to Saf for putting me on. Moving back to the expenses. So yeah, updating that, personal care, $100 budget, I went over $55. 60 of those dollars was for that weekend, that one like yoga-ish therapy, group therapy session. It was about burnout. It was honestly so good. Your girl was crying. I was mid-period though, so she's like, what's your name? And I'm like, oh my God. Literally, like, this is too much. So it was just great. It was just great to cry around a bunch of women and like talk about the things that we're all going through. Like, oh, I'm expected to have kids, but I'm expected to work 100 hours a week, and I'm expected to take care of things, and who's gonna take care of me, and what's intimacy for me, and I don't want to do everything that my parents did. Like, it was just so beautiful to like cry with these women and hear their stories and understand that like you're not alone. Like, everything we go through, there's somebody out there that's probably going through it, aka Reddit. But it's so nice to have the physical community, and I do want to really build that with you guys, and in my in-person interactions I definitely want to try and contribute to more community. Like, it's really good to have a village. So transportation, I budgeted $42, spent $50. Oh my God, pause. Sorry guys. We actually need to pause this because I did not add all my expenses. I forgot one of my credit cards. Let me update this quickly and then I'm gonna get back to you. I have added all my expenses now. I forgot the credit card that I literally spend the most on, like an idiot. So let's look at the expenses now. Groceries still came in under, so wasn't really spending there. Dining out, spent a little bit more on that one. Uber Eats stayed the same. Clothing we did not purchase. Joe actually costed a bit more because her litter came out. Personal care went up. I bought this skincare. I'm really into skincare right now. March was a time for like mental health and wellness, but also like investing in my outer appearance. Anywho, that increased. We went over by basically $100 there. Transportation definitely went up. So my mom bought a Jeep. She's letting me use it right now. So gas is really what that expense is, close to $200 for gas. Good to know if I want to get a car that's gonna be around $200 a month, not to mention insurance and stuff, which she pays for. So I don't know that I'm gonna get a car anytime soon. I purchased a book. Reading is a hobby. So didn't have a budget set for that, went over by about $23. Fitness came in under by $35. YouTube video editor went over by $80, but I do have a monthly plan set up with my cousin now, so it's gonna be $350 a month. He edits 3 videos or 3 to 4 videos, and I think that'll just work. Before I was just sort of trialing out 1 video at a time, but because I know when I push the content out, I know I'm gonna have 4 videos for him to edit per month. So getting that over to him, letting him do it. So that's gonna bring my expense down there. YouTube promos, I don't know why this came out, but it was $22. Didn't do any YouTube promos. Donations and gifting was a bit more. We spent $30. I also gifted my friend like an Evil Eye bracelet. She gifted it to me as well. So we got that from our like cute little witchy store. Household, we came in under. That's gonna go over next month though, because we gotta get all the stuff. Miscellaneous came in under. I'm very proud of that. And business, again, don't have a budget, gotta sort that out. Bear with me on that one, y'all. Didn't have to pay for this month. My mom has gifted that to me as well. Thanks, baby G. And health and wellness was the new category, $600. We're starting off strong, but that is because I purchased the 5-week Bloom Psychology, like a 5-week workshop class, and also had to purchase, you know, my medication, skincare stuff, all of that fell under there. You know how the tracker works, so all of this is automated based on what I've entered in my transactions section here, which is quite long for the month. that is the expenses for you. The budget for my expenses was about $2,300. I ended up spending $3,349.22. So your girl went over by about $1,000. It's all good. Moving on to my savings and debt. Savings has been pretty simple in terms of, you know, I send out $200 a month into my TFSA. Other than that, savings got depleted like a mother because your girl had to pay her taxes. So as you can see, I took out $13,000 from my savings. Not happy about it. I also sold one of my stocks. I sold a Tesla stock. So that was extra income that came from that. But that was because screw Elon Musk. I forgot I even had the stocks. So I was like, no, F him. I'm selling the stocks. We stand in solidarity with you guys in America. I feel bad for you guys. I'm worried for you guys. And I'm also worried for us because, you know, does Trump want to make us a 52nd state? That. I sold it, I made my profit, and I got the hell out. But my savings did take a hit because I owed about $17,000. This is both for business taxes and personal. I did my personal income tax return and your girl owed like $5,400. Yeah, I underestimated my RRSP contributions, so noted for this year, I need to put in about $18,000 into my RRSP. Anyways, I also owed $12,000 on the incorporated side because I do have an incorporation, which, you know, I haven't been making money out of it, but I guess I owed GST from forever ago and was not paying it. So it was finally time to pay it. I want to reset everything because I want for this YouTube channel to be the incorporation now. And if any income is going to be made, I want to track that there. So setting that up, making sure that that's in a good place, it's going to be important. And I want to make sure I'm at a good standing with the government so that they're not going to shut down my whole business or do whatever it is that they do. Moving on to debt, mortgage payments, exactly expected. Student loan, laser treatment, a firm MacBook payment, exactly expected. Income tax, was not expecting to pay that, but that was a debt because I did owe it from, I guess, years ago. So the total was $17,190.23. Insane. If you go up to my pie chart here, that was debt. $20,000 was spent and went towards debt this month of March. And you know what? While it hurt a little bit, I do want to say I'm actually so grateful. This is why I really do think emergency funds and having and setting them up is so important because this did not impact my day-to-day income. If you guys watched my previous videos, you knew I already had a good amount. Like I was around 20K in my emergency funds that I had set up. I still have money left over from that even after spending $17,000 in taxes. So this is why emergency funds is so important. I need to make a video on it just to give you guys like the rundown on emergency funds, where to start, how to set one up. But yeah, it's critical. It's mission critical, and it's a great way to just take care of yourself so that if something happens, should a rainy day happen, it's literally a rainy day as I record this, you have the money to take care of yourself without having to go into debt. No credit card needed to be used. I did not pick up any extra debt in paying off all of my extra debt. So I'm grateful. So going to the top and looking at my March overall numbers, looking at the overall numbers, your girl made $11,069.70. I had $10,963.76 in expenses and $837.55 left over to spend. We were cash flow positive for the month of March, despite all of the $17,000 plus expenses, despite the new medication that I have to buy, despite the wellness program that I had to set up. This was actually a really good month. Yay! Let's quickly look at Q1 recap, see what that is, and then let's start talking about the plan for Q2. All right, moving on to my annual dashboard on the Coplenty budget tracker. I made these numbers in bold so that I can see them better. And yeah, your girl has made $31,571.36, but I have spent or had expenses totaling $32,823.36. So I have spent $1,252 more than I've made. It is what it is. This again considers all of my expenses. So the fact that I had to pay $17,000 in income tax, all of that. Right now we've just gone over breaking even. So I'm a little bit overspent, but that's to be expected. I'm really glad that my CRA stuff is dealt with and that I owe nothing to the government now. Yay. I do expect to pay a little bit more because I'm gonna need to get an accountant to file my business taxes for the 2 years that I didn't, which is the money that I owe. And at that point, I should be reset. And we're gonna start this year moving forward on a clean slate, and I can get my life together and make sure that I'm good with my taxes. Top 5 expenses, income tax is taking the place at the number 1 spot with $17,000. I don't know that I'm gonna spend $17,000 on any one thing, so that's probably gonna stay there. My mortgages are the next highest. My condo fees are costing a lot, as condo fees do. And my checking base amount, that one you guys can ignore. That was just to make sure I had my break even. So half of my money has gone straight to income taxes, which is crazy. 25-ish% is going to mortgage, and then the rest take under 7%, so it splits up. My Uber Eats is only accounting for like under 2%. That is so good. That is literally so good. My income, we've made more than expected, which I'm happy about, but yeah, we've had to spend a lot too. So that is the snapshot for Q1, since this is calculating literally January, February, March, and I haven't started with my April yet. But let's get into what Q2 is gonna be about. In terms of my Q1 learnings, I learned 1, emergency fund savings are crucial and they are very beneficial. I'm glad I started my emergency fund savings this year. Your girl did not really have a designated emergency funds account set up or intentional funds that were saved for emergencies. So I literally just started that in January and it's already paid off for me. As you guys know, I wanted to save about $40,000 by the end of this year so that I can let go of my full-time job, become a full-time entrepreneur, and still have the cushion to be able to, pay my bills, feed this girl, and eat, the basics, the main things. I also learned that there are new categories that I need to save for, and I also learned that my side hustle income was 0. So let's get into the Q2 goals. All right guys, let's talk Q2 goals. We learned some lessons from Q1. Here's what I'm thinking of focusing on for Q2. First goal is gonna be savings. I did some calculations, and if I wanna hit my minimum savings goal of $25,000, I wanna save $40,000 to have that real extra cushion, but the bare minimum I wanted to save was $25,000. Is this realistic? Don't know. But you know what? I'm not gonna say no, because we are working on our limiting beliefs. Anything is possible. I think it's actually very realistic. Even though I don't know how I'm gonna do it right now, I did the calculations, and if I wanna hit my goal of having $25,800 saved by December, I'm gonna need to save $2,500 a month. Currently, I've got $3,457.52 left in my emergency funds. So yeah, I'm gonna need to save $2,500 a month. That means $2,550, $7,500 in Q2 to hit the quarterly goal for being on track for these emergency funds. Do I know how I'm gonna do it right now? No. But will it happen? Yes, because that is what faith is about. That is what positivity is about. And I know that having an abundance mindset means that it's actually gonna be very possible for me to attain the $2,500. I just don't know how it's gonna come yet, and that's okay. I trust the process. This girl's going crazy. It's $625 a week. That seems actually a lot more doable. You know what? You gotta really break things down into bite-sized amounts. $2,500 a month to me, crazy. But if I could save an extra $625 a week, that's it. That's all it is. Goal number 1, emergency funds, $2,500 a month saved. Great. Goal number 2 is gonna be to increase my side hustle income. I wanna give this a target amount, but I just wanna increase it, period. If you've seen my last budgeting videos, we didn't make any side hustle income, okay? Your girl's not currently making income from any side hustle. So to make income, period, is gonna be mission accomplished. If I want to set a bigger goal for myself, if I could make $1,500 in Q2 through side hustle income, that will be amazing. Wow, even to say it, if I can make an extra $500 a month in side hustle income, we have hit the goal for Q2. If we're gonna have to save $2,500 a month, the income's gonna need to come from somewhere. I'm not getting it from my job. So we're gonna need to be a little bit more creative. And I am gonna try to work on doing things such as, new digital products through my content creation, maybe setting up brand deals, getting some things that are gonna actually bring me income that can go towards building my emergency fund, go towards the lifestyle that I wanna have, and just creating that real buffer to get me ready to be a full-time entrepreneur. Like, this is all it's about. All right, moving on to goal number 3 is gonna be to track my spending. This is a goal that I already have for Q1, mission accomplished, hence the budgeting spreadsheet videos. And it's one that I still have for Q2. I wanna make sure I'm still keeping up with this tracker. I've been someone in the past who has started things and not finished. Not anymore. So it's another goal. We're setting it up as another goal. As you guys know, I'm doing it through using the Coplenty Yearly 2.0 Budget Tracker. You can use whatever you want. Link is in the description if you want to support me and use it and do our budget together. But also, if you're not a manual budget tracker, they also have apps like Mint, because it's still going to give you the metrics you need to start becoming conscious about your spending, which is the first step to becoming financially free. You got to know what you have to know what you want in the future. Similar to now, we're doing the Q1 reflection. I want to make sure I also do that for Q2 and track our goals now. So it is April 5th as I record this. Track the goals that I have now, see how we tracked by the end of Q2, and see what needs to be adjusted and what goals need to be set for Q3. Goal number 4 is gonna be to invest in long-term investments, which for me is gonna be my RRSP. As you guys know, I came up about $10,000 short in investing in my RRSP last year, which is why I ended up owing like 5K this year. So if I do the math on what 10K is, and due to our tax filing being due by April 30th, if it's around the same time, I wanna make sure I have about $10,000 invested into my RRSP by April 5th, let's say. To do that, I'm gonna need to put about $800 a month into my RRSPs. Yay! So I'm gonna make sure that I set that up because I do need the taxable benefits now that I'm making this higher income. When I was making like 40, 50K, really wasn't that clutch, and I needed more money at the time because I was a lot younger. There was so many expenses that were unexpected. But now that I'm making higher income, I just don't see any other way to get a decent amount of tax sheltering without putting into my RRSP. So it's there, it's available, I gotta use it. You can take it out, but you're gonna get taxed fat. So I don't love that it's gonna stick around till retirement, because will the earth even be here? But I need to reduce my taxable income. So we're gonna make sure that we have that $10,000 by tax season next year. But for this quarter, 8/16/24, I wanna put $800 a month. I think I can do that. I hope I can do that. I will do that. See, there we go. There's the abundance mindset. It's gonna be no problem to put that money away, and it's really gonna help me next year when I'm filing my taxes. So that is a goal for Q2. Get started on that, and we're gonna put $200 a week or $800 a month into RRSPs. Next, goal number 5 is gonna be to launch one digital product for passive income. If you watched my Filing Your Wealthsimple Taxes videos, I did link a PDF. I will link my StanStore below. It's free, and it's really targeted towards Canadians if there's anything you want to learn about, just the basic intro to all of our tax registered accounts. So TFSA, FHSA, RRSP, and it's just a nice, free, quick PDF information sheet to help you figure out if you do want to invest in any of those, which one is right for you. I'm very happy that I did that. Again, it's free, but this quarter, I want to launch a digital product for passive income. So I've got some things in the works. I'm going to get ready to launch those this quarter, and I want to start building the passive income because, again, that ties back to the side hustle income, which our goal, for April is going to be to earn $400. So yeah, it's exciting times. Those are the Q2 goals for me. Main tips for myself and anyone else who's setting goals. Mindset is everything. You got to make the mindset shift. I feel like you guys see me constantly work through that and have to recognize when I'm in that lack mindset. Don't let your mind and let your energy stop you from achieving things just because right now you don't think it's possible. Let go of those limiting beliefs. 5-year ago me would never imagine this. She didn't think this was possible. She would have never thought I could do it, and I'm doing it now. So you have to always make sure you're listening to yourself, that you're checking in with yourself, that the words that you use are positive, that they're present tense, that you are accepting this into your subconscious and your reality. So I just want to give that tip to you, but also to me. Look at me. To me, I'm saying look at me. You can look at me too. Whatever it is that you're working on, if you guys have goals, let me know in the comments. If we've got similar ones, we should just check in with each other, maybe be accountability buddies. But yeah, I just want to give that tip. And then also the budgeting, this is finance. Finance is going to play a big part in me achieving my goals this year. So just making sure you've got the right tracker, that you are having fun with it, doing something that's sustainable for you. If manual is not sustainable for you, again, get some apps. If you're a manual girly like me, setting up the time, I think doing it at the end of the month is a bit too much. If you can do it weekly or bi-weekly, and this is also a note to myself, the more frequently I can check in with myself and see what my expenses are, the more frequently I am having the opportunity to adjust them and take control of my finances. I find when I did them at the end of the month, it's like, well, it's already done. Now that I'm doing them weekly or bi-weekly, I'm like, ooh, spent too much here. Okay, let's make an adjustment for this. Let's move the budget here. I'm actively now a part of my finances as opposed to just being in the back seat like, hey, where are we? Oh, that's where we went. Okay, cool. Keep that in mind. Do it frequently, do it often, have fun with it, and do it in a way that's sustainable for you. Change that mindset shift to a place of abundance, let go of that scarcity, and yeah, figure out a way to be accountable.